So this is a quick introduction to the 18th century videos, and the astute among you may notice I've made this video a bit later than the other ones. Um, this is just a fill-in to give a bit of background information for the reading. There's not too much of it, a few poems and an extract from Boswell's diary. Personally, I would not want to have lived in 18th century London. As you'll see from the readings, it was a pretty dirty place. There were no sewers, and people would just throw their chamber pots out on the street, and they could throw them out on your head if you weren't careful. So you had to watch above you, and as you were walking, there was no street lighting, so it was quite easy to get mugged at night if you weren't careful about where you walked. There were a fair number of riots. There was a lot of conflict, a lot of duels and violence going on. And this is not the Victorian period. We're not into the 19th century yet. And the English in the 18th century were actually known for being very emotional, which is a bit of a surprise given their reputation the next century, when it went the other way, and has been for a while, that the English are known for being quite unemotional and somewhat repressed. Also, this is not the Victorian period in that there's quite frank sexual exchanges between men and women. As you'll see from Boswell's journal, there's a very fine line between a romance and paying for sex. There's disease around, and there's a lot of strange negotiation going on back and forth between men and women about the status of their relationship. Boswell was Johnson's companion, and he kept this diary secretly. It wasn't published during his lifetime because he's very frank about a lot of stuff he didn't want to have known publicly. Samuel Johnson's very famous for creating the first dictionary. He's the one who wrote the description of City Shower, and Boswell was kind of a sycophant, really. But thanks to his diary, we get a glimpse into the everyday life and relationships of people in 18th century London. I've also, by accident, given you two copies of a John Gray poem, one with notes and one without notes. I think I just added that. I put this together quite a while ago, and I think I added it just to give you the footnotes that I found later after I had already scanned that previous version without the footnotes. Anyway, that's 18th century London, a lot smaller, more violent, and dirtier place in many ways than the London that we'll be studying more in depth when we get to the 19th century.